You should always invest based on the previous 10-year return of the investment. Let's read some comments from the Bitcoin the Bitcoin junkies. I don't know what else to say, but they're hold on, so let me take a drink. It's the weirdest thing in the world, man. Listen to these people. So let's just go into this. I chuckle. All right, so here's my man Doug. He is big time, a big Bitcoin junkie. So Dan PNW Pacific Northwest says, "What backs Bitcoin?" And Dave says, "More than what backs a dollar." Okay, that's just, oh my goodness. And of course, I had to go in there and say electricity, apparently, because no electricity, no Bitcoin, but okay. Let's see. But I want to show you something else. Oh my goodness. What backs the dollar? American productivity. So all these people, it's just weird. We go down. My Los Zone says, "You are seriously comparing the U.S. government to whatever is backing Bitcoin?" Nothing is backing Bitcoin. Nothing does, other than the demand of the of people who think Bitcoin is going to be the alternative to the U.S. dollar. It's just that simple. There's no backing of Bitcoin. But it's scarce. Just because something is scarce doesn't mean crap, man. Until people don't find value in it. It's the weirdest thing. I'll take Bitcoin over the U.S. government any day, says Dave. Now, look, Dave is obviously, I don't know what's going on there. I frankly don't care. It's just as funny. So let's I want to share with you something right here. This is funny. Hold on a second, let me find it. Today, Bitcoin, here's Thomas M59, who's been on this channel a lot, and I like Thomas, but he said it's just the silliness on the argument is just nuts. He says, today, Bitcoin is down 11%. Last 3 months is down 39%. Past year is up 255%. In the past 5 years is up 7,258%. I guess it all depends on when you bought it. He doesn't see, and I said, yeah, I'm sure you are up 7,258%. Just because it's up 7,258%, it doesn't mean it's a good investment. It means you made your money. Why would you not? I don't get why you. It's the weird. I'm like, man, if I got something that's up 7,000%, I'm getting the hell out of Dodge, man. I'm taking my gains. I'm moving on. It's the weirdest thing, though, to say it's up 7,000%. Thus, the implication is a good investment going forward. That doesn't make any sense. But here's my man Dan. Best to take your profits. 100% right, man. So let's. A lot of stocks have higher valuation because they own Bitcoin. I don't know if there's any validation of that. All right, but here's Dave D. Again, he's a Bitcoin guy. Look at the 10-year chart on Bitcoin. It's only going up, especially as compared to the U.S. dollar. You can't even see the huge drops in the past on the chart anymore. If you dollar cost average, you'd be in massive profit even starting at the worst possible times, such as the annual's previous high is 20,000, long before reaching that previous all-time high, let alone the next one. Big declines are normal in a bull run like 2017. It took 6 declines of 30% or more. If you aren't diversified, especially, let's see, what else does he say? If you aren't diversified, especially some percentage in crypto, you are foolish. He's calling you fool. It's easy to laugh when you don't understand it. They all say this, that you don't understand it. It's the funniest thing, man. I'm going to have an algorithm way to mine my currency. And we're going to only submit so much algorithms available. And that's just the whole thing. You don't understand it, so you're laughing at it. All right, so we'll go up now. I don't know when, but it's going up, said David. I said, I always invest based on the previous 10-year returns. Because this whole thing is so silly. It's freaking, you're saying, just because it did so well the last 10 years, I'm going to invest in it. And this is exactly what people are saying on this channel before. They're saying, I don't know what your stocks are doing, but look at my Bitcoin. My Bitcoin's way up compared to over the last 2 years. Thus, the implication is it's a good investment. I mean, this is where rookies, so what they say, you know what happens to pigs? They get slaughtered. Pigs get slaughtered. If you are up 7,000% and you aren't taking your profits, you are a pig. And you're going to get slaughtered. It's all there is to it. All there is to it. It's the weirdest thing to me And look, if you want to be in crypto, take your $7,000. But see, no one has that. That's the funny thing is, some people do, very few. Like I said earlier today, Jack Spurk has been talking about Bitcoin for freaking years. I'm sure he's made tons of money. I'm sure he's a Bitcoin millionaire. More power to him. If he isn't taking some profits on the table and diversifying to other cryptos, that's foolish. That's all there is to it. But whatever, I don't care. You do what you got to do. I mean, it's fake money. It's always valued in dollars, which is the irony of it all. The problem is, can you imagine? Where should I invest? Well, the last 5 years we're up 7,000%, so you should invest in that. Do you know how ridiculous that sounds? It's the last 10 years, this is a top performing investment, so I'm going to invest in that. I sit there and I'm in awe. I'm in shock and awe. I'm in shock and awe at the absurdity of this. This is rookie league stuff. I'm going to look at a stock chart. What did the best in the last 10 years? I'm going to invest in that. Now, the S&P 500 is a trend and momentum play to some regard. It is. But it is backed on real live valuations and earnings. Now, what happens is, at some point, those earnings come to fruition, they don't. And when they don't, the stocks do tank. We know that for a fact. It happened in 2000, 2001, 2002, 2007 through 2009, 1973, 1974, the whole thing. There's still earnings there. There's still earnings backing those companies for which you're investing in. I'm just telling you right now, if you want to invest in Bitcoin and you're using your argument, it's the best performing investment over the last 5 to 10 years. I just find that to be incredibly insane. And you can do whatever you want. I don't care. I just say to yourself, good luck losing your money, man. If you happen to make a bunch of money, it's all speculative, no different than going to the gambling part. And that's funny. The interesting thing was talking to a lady the other day whose dad was he was huge on horse tracks. He just lost everything at the horse races. And she said, if I could do anything, I'd blow up the horse races. I said, and she was serious because she watched her dad just lose everything from betting on the horses. It's funny because I said, man, remind me of my dad. He took me to Pimlico up in Baltimore a couple of times, and he always looked at the jockey. He said, I'm betting on Kent Desmarais. Now, Kent Desmarais, I think he won the Preakness, which was Pimlico. I don't know if he won the Kentucky Derby, but I think he did win the Preakness. But he said, I'm going to bet on the jockey, not the horse. He must have read that someplace. And I remember we didn't win any money. We lost money the couple times we went. But I mean, I get it, man. That's how people, they're always looking for the next quick fix. And I don't want to get too many other stories about that, my dad, but just like it's always the next big fix. And I said, the way you earn money and you become wealthy is gradual returns over time. Paying down debt, gradually put money away, not spending more than you bring in. It's just that simple. It's tried and true. It will never change. You ever heard past performance is no guarantee to future results? There's a reason for that, because you're buying based on past performance. You're buying on performance that you did not capture. Could you get it again? Sure. You're not getting 7,000% again. Think about the absurdity of that. The absurdity of saying, is Bitcoin a good investment? No one's saying, was it a good investment? It is it now? Is Bitcoin today a good investment? And if your argument is yes in the affirmative, yes it is, because it's up 7,000% in the last 5 years. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. Never. We'll see you.